Welcome to InBox. When I say neon, what does make you think of?
Bright lights.
Colorful lights.
Shopping.
Wow, yes, all true.
But have you ever wondered how neon is made? How it's colored and shaped?
Nope. Alright, tonight we are going to meet a guy who makes those wonderful neon lights that shine so brightly.
Coming up next, it's about making neon lights.
There! Look at that! Nice! See?
I made it! Sexy, colorful, relaxing, dizzy, a bit like martini in the light. In the tiny town of Crockett, California, there's a studio that makes colorful neon lights, like those on Broadway. Bill Concana is an artist. He has been working with neon for over 40 years.
I enjoy making signs because I enjoy working on things that are involved in somebody else's life.
For an artist, it's difficult to follow your dream and also make money to support their family. He started his personal neon studio and started to get orders from customers.
Initially, it was very tough. It was a very tough sell.
On the day we visited, Bill's childhood friend had stopped by. Ed Tannenbaum is fascinated by Bill's talent and his art.
The process for making neon is unique, where he starts with a drawing, which doesn't really make any sense at all to a layperson like me. Then when he finally does the blackout and lights it up, then all of a sudden it comes to life.
Making a neon light is not just about bending glass, but also about understanding what clients want. Bill shared his story about unique experience with a special customer.
People from Pixar contacted me about making the Cars sign. It was and is a 6-foot sign. It's about 6 foot by about 4. And they brought...
Communication was the most difficult part of this complicated project.
So then we sort of said, well, you know, like basically we're working two-dimensionally, but we can work with a little relief. And so ultimately, one of their draftsmen, and you know, we consulted and came up with a scheme like this, and we went back and forth, and this took over a year of going back and forth with the designs.
When clients still don't understand, he shows them.
And instead I said, I'll tell you what I'll do a mock-up for you, you know, and so that's the mock-up we did.
A mock-up has the same color, the same material, and a similar shape to the real one.
Since I do custom work, almost everything that I make goes out the door. It all ships out. So, but in this instance, when I made the mock-up, I just took that back. And so it's kind of nice having it. It looks like a little table here, right?
The day we visited Bill, he was working on a neon martini sign for a restaurant. We had a chance to watch and experience each step.
This is a sign I'm making for Saul's, and they just got a liquor bar. They got a full liquor bar, and so they want something which communicates to their customers that you can get a drink there.
Then Bill came up with the idea to make a neon sign in the shape of this bottle.
This has already taken me a long time to get to this point.
When Bill was working on the martini piece, I got the chance to bend the glass rod too. I began by blowing air through this tube.
But you want to go over the fire and maybe a little closer. Yeah, now roll it. Roll it on your fingers. Just keep rolling it. You'll feel it when it starts to get loose.
I think I feel a little bit already.
That's okay. Keep rolling it, because you want to heat it evenly. Yeah, keep going. Yeah, okay, now keep going. It's fine, it's all right. Don't worry about it. It's good. You're doing good. You're doing great.
Oh my God.
Okay, now pick it up and bring it into a U.
Here?
Yeah, all the way up. Yeah, like you didn't have better sense. Like this. There. Look at that.
Whoa.
Nice. See?
I made it.
What project I'm working on? I'm working on a vodka bottle, a glass of vodka, a pickle, and the Russian Cyrillic for the word vodka.
Vodka.
This is for Saul's Deli.
When Bill was ready to deliver it to the restaurant, we went too. Peter is the restaurant owner who ordered the neon martini sign. After the light was hung in the window, we saw Peter light it up. In the restaurant, Peter has many neon signs from Bill, and each of them has its own meaning.
The message is universal. The cocktail glass says, "Come, you can have a drink."
For Peter, neon is a universal language that delivers messages to customers.
So some of the symbols that we want people to know about this restaurant is pickles and vodka, and kind of it's the story of the menu in a way.
Just like vodka and pickles in the restaurant, neon tells a story about various aspects of our lives. And behind this story, there is an artist and creator, Bill Concannon.
The thing that I like about seeing my own work out in the street is it's just very satisfying to be part of like the urban landscape, is really great.
You made a U? Was it hot? What did it feel like?
Actually, it's not hot. It's soft.
Did you break anything?
No, fortunately.
Next, on InBox, a craftsman who works in wood instead of glass. He is keeping the old-fashioned furniture style of making one-of-a-kind pieces of furniture alive. And what art he makes. Coming up next,
we're living for the moment, we're making things.
appreciation for handcrafted furniture.
Everyone likes to be appreciated. Good to see you.
meet you.
Come on in.
This is not a museum, but a house full of antiques. And they are everywhere, from paintings, statues, to a 300-year-old cabinet.
Each one of them has a certain presence to it in the history, and you can tell that, someone like me made these things many years ago.
He is actually an old-fashioned furniture craftsman, a bit of an antique himself, old school and traditional. And every piece of furniture he makes is one of a kind, made to order, and handcrafted.
The quality of materials, the quality of the design. We put a lot of effort into making a single piece of furniture for a specific situation.
Over 35 years, his custom furniture design has earned him a national reputation.
This is for the Palace Hotel in New York, behind the reception desk.
Today, his old-fashioned style furniture is featured in the homes of prominent celebrities, like a coffee table for Steve Chen, founder of YouTube, leather seats for Larry Baer, CEO of the San Francisco Giants, a nightstand for Gavin Newsom, ex-mayor and now Lieutenant California Governor, and CEO of Visa, Joseph Saunders.
This is the console. So, big slabs of the Claro walnut.
Making it takes time, on average 3 to 4 months, because
It wants to be special. It wants to have time. It wants to have beautiful woods. It wants to have the workmanship. It wants to be perfect and original. It wants to almost be art.
this kind of art requires patience and experience, nothing high-tech.
Many people have different skill sets. Dave is very good at working with solid wood, big timbers, and just about anything. But some of them would prefer to work with a certain style furniture.
Certain people have certain craft skills.
People are always shocked to see me in the shop.
Like Jessica Leader Adams. She is the only female apprentice in Thomas' studio. Covered in dust, lifting heavy wood, and cutting large blocks. She finds herself enjoying the process and the results.
It's really satisfying to create something out of nothing and then watch it go out the door and you're like, bye. That's probably the greatest joy of working in the furniture industry and working here.
That joy and focus on quality drives everyone here. Lawrence Mock says his craftsmanship is now instinctive after 30 years.
You stop hearing the machines and you stop hearing everything else, and that kind of focus is very good. It's very healthy because the day goes by and it's all over. I don't have to do this anymore or something.
Here, it's not about the money, but the workmanship, a process that gives them a feeling of fulfillment.
I felt needed, and so that's a good feeling. If it was a factory place, I would never be known for anything that I could do. It was feeling needed, and that's what everybody wants, you know? Everyone likes to be appreciated.
And everyone likes something unique, like Nina Topper,
You know, they're sitting in between a sofa, two end tables, and then chairs like
an interior designer whose clients appreciate the handmade craft furniture.
I mean, it's like bringing kids to a candy store here. They love it. Most of the clients really love it and appreciate it.
And they are willing to pay for it. A handmade console table can cost as much as $20,000.
You take ownership of it, and it's really pleasing. And then in the end of the day, when you see it finished and then you show it to your client, and they're like, whoa, you know, I bring people in here, clients, because this is they love to see it. They love to see the people working by hand.
Just as the craftsman did many years ago, each piece of craft work has a story, like the antique in Thomas' house and the pieces he makes.
I don't know the gentleman's name or the woman's name that might have made the piece of furniture, but I get appreciation out of it. It enriches my life. It has value to it. It's of an era. It speaks of history.
Like this 300-year-old French carving, he made it into an antique bed.
Someone hand carved with figures, and they're a little bit on the religious side, and there's different figures, heads, and floral.
Thomas hopes and expects that what he makes will live on long after his lifetime too.
There's something left with all the effort. So all the process of making what we do, in the end there's a beautiful piece of furniture. And that's exciting, and that's satisfaction right there in the whole process itself. And the end result is the furniture.
It's custom furniture with a history.
We're living for the moment, we're making things, and all the interaction, all the creativity, all the talent that goes into it is part of the process. So that in itself is priceless.
After this commercial break, we'll show you a different style of craft from Asian artisans in China 2,000 years ago, who worked for the China's first emperor, Qin Shi Huang, to build a burial complex. That's next on InBox.
Welcome back. A lot of interest in the Chinese terracotta warriors at the San Francisco Asian Art Museum. Have you guys been there?
Yeah, they're amazing. All the figures are life-size. Incredible. They deserve to be the eighth wonder of the world.
Right. It's not just a tomb, but a vast underground city guarded by a terracotta army. The emperor had the obsession to achieve immortality. Today, archaeologists are still working on excavation. Let's take a look.
The terracotta warrior formed the world's largest underground army, comprising more than 8,000 figures. They are life-size, wonderfully realistic, and made more than 2,000 years ago.
First discovered in 1970, when a farmer found a small tile while digging a well. China's first emperor Qin Shi Huang's tomb was revealed. As large as 5 football fields, inside the burial complex, there were birds and musicians, a terracotta army, stone armor, terracotta acrobats, and bronze chariots, and the first emperor's tomb mound. Stanford University professor Albert Dean explains why the emperor built the underground army.
He is an emperor, and he has all of the equipment and accoutrements of an emperor who ruled the whole country.
He wanted the power to continue, even in heaven, which Chinese call Shangdi.
That dynasty would rely on his help in persuading Shangdi to give good fortune to the dynasty.
Katie Chu is a PhD student studying the emperor's tomb.
Absolutely. It probably ranks up as one of the most important finds ever. In terms of the preservation, just the entire scale of the site. I mean, it's enormous.
It's very spectacular. It's very rare that you find something of that size.
The officers stand there with like a smile and very smug, and they think a lot of themselves. But if you look at the soldiers, they're not happy. There's a kind of a sadness in their faces. I think people should observe that.
Each is unique, as tall as 5 feet, and their expressions very real.
That was incredible, to be able to sculpt a figure with such realism without having a century or more of development leading to that. It was extraordinary.
Also found in the emperor's tomb were the skeletons of the artists and craftsmen who made the terracotta warriors. The emperor killed and buried them here.
In the exhibits, the warriors appear gray, but originally they were very colorful, like this replica.
When they're in the earth, they still have that color. But as soon as the earth is taken away, and within 5 minutes, the colors have gone away.
Sally Yu is the Asian Art Museum's cultural ambassador.
There would be like 8 archaeologists, every day, trying to put together back a terracotta warrior.
An archaeologist needs lots of patience to complete one terracotta warrior, because they were all found in small pieces.
Within 1 day, if the team of 8 people can put one terracotta warrior, right now, 40 years later, they have found 2,000. The archaeologists expected maybe 8,000 of them. So it's really, really amazing. Yeah.
Now, 8 of the terracotta warriors are standing beside me. We are so close. I can feel how big and heavy they are. It must be not easy to ship them from China to San Francisco.
Each figure has to have customized, individually tailored the crates to keep them safe during the transit.
Also in the burial tomb were ducks and other foods, teapots, a kettle to cook in, and jade and gold jewelry. From this artwork, we can understand more about the luxurious lifestyle of the first emperor.
I think the visitor, once they see these figures and they know that these represent real people, they have a sense that they're in touch with Chinese history.
But history always been mysterious. Considering the problem of preservation, the underground palace of Qin Shi Huang has still not been excavated, including the emperor's tomb, its coffin chamber, and the buried relics, flags, and weapons. When, or even if, this will ever be excavated is unclear. UC Berkeley professor Michael Nyland is talking about this.
Do you think it will be excavated in the future?
No,
I don't think it will be, because if they find anything in that tomb, what they find will be too important, and they need to make sure that they can conserve it properly.
But for Albert Dean,
do you think they will excavate it for sure in the future?
Oh yeah, oh they have to, oh yeah, they certainly will.
Why?
Because of curiosity.
Bill Concander has a strong sense of satisfaction designing and making those amazing neon lights.
For Thomas Featherston as well, he is devoting his passion to his woodwork.
2,000 years ago, the first Chinese emperor built an underground city. It wasn't for battle or attack, but for his death. All three stories are amazing examples of craftsmanship and man's imagination. Thanks for watching.